Today, you're going to learn this 5-step process that you can improve your landing page conversions by 5x. This is the exact process that I've used to be able to help improve conversions on many of the landing pages I've worked with across multiple different industries and different types of companies, whether it's British Airways, Orange, Nestlé, Aviva, and others. I've worked at many different companies and I've used and learned many different tactics to help me along the way. I remember some years ago where I had to do a presentation before one of the CEOs of one of the big companies that I worked with. This company had over 10,000 employees and it had thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of customers. And one of the key things that we were working on was the conversion on the landing page that people would come to be able to watch content. Now, the key thing that I had to pay attention to was, okay, what is it that the ideal person that we're trying to target really cares about when they come to this page? And one of the key things that was the biggest struggle in the team was that because we were serving millions of people, we had multiple different data points that we could use to get insights and information. But doing that upfront research was the key thing I learned very early on in my career that is so essential when it comes on to creating and designing landing pages. And I learned if you don't do that upfront research, then that affects you going forward. So now in my own business, years later, I've actually put together a 5-step system to help me make sure I get that research phase correct and take it a step further. So I've put together this 5-step system, which I call the growth scaling system, that I use to be able to 5x conversions. And I want to show you how I did it on this recent project. But I'm going to walk you through the 5 steps of the growth scaling system so you can see it for yourself. The 5-step growth scaling system simply works like this. You first need to plan by researching your ICP. Remember, I learned that from my previous career, to be able to go deep into who your ICP is and gain some insights for data-driven thinking. The next thing you got to make sure you're able to do is position what you're doing so that the offer is super crazy. Like, in other words, when I say crazy, I mean they'd be crazy to say no to it simply because it's so irresistible. I call this the Diamond Eagle offer, and I'll break it down to you a bit later. Next stage is to present how you're going to build out that strategy and get creating some simple wireframes so that you can move into what we call the promote stage. This is where you're designing, you're testing it, you're iterating the landing page with precision, and even getting it in front of your ideal people so you can get some feedback as quickly as you possibly can. You're leveraging data tools like Clarity and seeing what people are doing on the page, so that when you get into this perform stage, this is where you're going to test, refine, and optimize the performance of that page based upon what you're actually seeing people do. You see, the key thing I learned was that when I actually worked on this for my client, I basically did a first version of their landing page, was specifically the homepage of their website. Then I was like, all right, how do I improve this? They did a rebrand. And in the first version, the original version that I designed from, you can see it on the left here in 2018, that wasn't me, that was someone else that did that. They got 5.7% conversion, 5.75% conversions. But then in my version 1 that I designed in 2022, there was some key conversion things that we did on the page to make it stand out. The form, the buttons in the navigation to quickly book a call, etc. Star ratings, social proof, awards, accreditations. There was multiple things that we added to be able to improve the offer. So not just the offer, but to improve what people see when they land on the page. And we also changed the offer to make it a lot more streamlined for the people that we were serving. We saw it go from 5.75% to 23% over the 2 years that we worked together on this project. And then into the rebrand that saw 5x increase in leads and a great review from this past customer. You see, by applying these strategies, and then now when you go into tools like Google and you're actually now trying to generate leads, you can get your cost per click down because the offer is much better. Your targeting is a lot clearer. Why? Because you did that upfront research to know who you're speaking to first, and that's super important. So now let's go deeper into the 5 exact steps to 5x your landing page conversions as you go forward. The number one thing I mentioned earlier was what we call the Diamond Eagle offer. You see, the Diamond Eagle offer focuses on 5 key areas, which makes it irresistible, an offer that they cannot even refuse. Now, what you're going to do is what we call the Eagle strategy. So the E is to end the end transformational result. What is the end thing that they care about that you can write down and be very clear as to what that is? Then you have your assurance of success. How do you make sure that the likelihood of them actually getting and achieving their goal It's super clear and they have solid assurance that it can be done. Then how do you make sure that the time that they're going to get that result is as short as possible? So there's a low time to the result that they desire. In other words, that transformation that we wrote down, how do we cut the time down to make it as quickly as possible? The next one is around eliminating risk. And if you can eliminate risk, this is so essential, because by guaranteeing that you can help them achieve that goal, super essential. And in the middle, we have that guiding unique mechanism, that unique way that you're actually going to present what you have to show that you can get them from the problem state they're at to the transformation at the end. This is what we call the Diamond Eagle offer. So EAGLE. This is what I call the Diamond Eagle offer because I just thought of it one day and I was like, imagine someone really looking for a problem and they don't know where it is. And then as soon as they find it, it's like finding a diamond. It's something that they really want and they're ready to get active. The next thing that that I like to work on, and I learned this from my friend Michael Danzy, check him out. He's got a website, Danzy Marketing, is how you can leverage the value proposition tool to be able to do even deeper research. So what we're doing here is going deeper into the benefits to the customer, their actual needs and their clear challenges that they're having. And we focus on the initial problem and we get deeper into that as well. But then we have to get into a solution focused mindset. And when we get into the solution focused mindset, we're now looking into how do we research ways to increase value to them? How do we think of products and services that help to solve their issues and really bring real transformation and serve them in the highest way, that are deep problem solvers for them? This all comes together to help you form a clear ICP, ideal customer profile, so that you know who you're speaking to, you're very clear as to how you're actually going to serve them, and you make sure that you're speaking directly to their pain points and you have a transformational result, a dream outcome that they actually desire as well. This research phase can lead next into a clear strategy that you can outline. And I have what I call a SIM framework, which is simple, impactful, and measurable. So start with result research and have key, clear, simple objectives. Make sure it's impactful. So you're going to execute on content, visuals, call to actions. How are you going to drive conversion with this landing page? So that you make sure you're speaking to your ICP and you have a clear strategy from the lead you're going to generate and then extend it into the website and so on and so forth. We're not talking about website today. We're focused on landing page. Then measurable. What are the key metrics that you're going to use to measure success? Are you measuring conversions, signups, opt-ins? Are you measuring the amount of MMR you're going to generate? Whatever it is, I like to call it the North Star metric, that North Star that we're going towards, and we focus our energy and our actions around that North Star metric. You can see here one of the clients that I worked with called Syncly. The challenge here was they had this kind of very vague headline previously, optimize team collaboration. And it was by speaking to their customers, going through their database, understanding the challenges they had, we were able to change it on their landing page to say, track projects 3 times faster with a single dashboard. This small change boosted demo signups by 64%. Why is that important? Because demo signups, trial signups, was the number one North Star metric that we were focused on. So because we were focused on that North Star metric, all of our actions aligned, redesigned landing page, and focused specifically on the hero section to make sure as soon as people landed on the page, whether it's on mobile or on desktop, the value, the offer was super clear and easy for them to understand as well. The second thing I want to highlight to you is about what we call the offer lead magnet, designed for B2B decision makers, making sure that you have a lead magnet designed for them. So when I worked at Sten, I worked there as an employee previously, and I was lead product designer, and I had to basically look at the company website. One of my big things I did was make sure that we moved away from the current way of them working, which was a standalone CMS that was all bespokely created and things was really slow to be implemented, into a Webflow CMS, which allowed the marketing team to work independently. Designers could move and operate faster, and engineers could get pages up and running to support with just that additional extra very engineering heavy help that we would need at the odd time. But between design and marketing, we could get landing pages up really, really quick. I can get landing page created very, very fast. And then the marketing team could just make changes on that landing page as a result of how the CMS was set up. So this was a section that was really important, a resource section. But the power of the resource section was the fact that it had additional ways for people to come in and give us their contact information, because it was webinars, cheat leads, checklists, etc., that you can give away for free. And it's a great tool that you can promote all through your social media, as well as via paid ads as well, to be able to generate interest via lead generation. And this is a powerful tool. You can see a company like gong.io. They use templates, webinars, they use guides, PDF guides. They also have a podcast as well. So all of these different ways are ways that you can start to get interest from people. And by default, templates, guides, webinars, fantastic ways to generate name, email, potentially contact number as well. Also, you can see a tool like HubSpot, where HubSpot, one of the best for lead generation. They have a massive resource center, which is like webinars. They have PDF downloads. They got resources. You can even do free trial signups to their software as well. All of this additional material around their software is so powerful. And they have a really in-depth blog that has hundreds and if not hundreds of thousands of articles that solve deep problems that business owners are having as well. So definitely check out HubSpot. Most people know about HubSpot, but this is their resource section, and I don't think a lot of people really utilize it. So do it as well. Another company is SEMrush. So SEMrush have an academy, and they actually create these free online advanced courses to help marketers. And because their actual software is a SEO tool that marketers would use, this, free online courses to support that is a great way to generate leads, especially for those early in their career. This could be a starting tool that just grows with people throughout their career. Powerful way that you can generate leads as well is by creating these free courses along the way. And I remember seeing this post by Neil Patel, and he said, you're wasting time creating short form video. We worked with 41 businesses to track what they spend on content, including employee hours and what it generates in revenue. He says here, the big expense for content for the companies that did it right was the promotion, not the creation, right? Promotion is really, really expensive. Yeah. So here is how content costs and what it generates over time in revenue. So when you look at this graphic that he put together, the key things that he had focused on here that I was so focused on with my clients was blogs and case studies and tools. So when I say tools, it's just like some form of software that really helps people to gain some insights, solve a problem, and be able to make actionable results or actionable actions, if I can say that, after they actually do something. So think of it like when you go to flowconverts.com/calculator, that's flowconverts.com/calculator. On this page, you'll basically see a calculator that allows a marketing director, CEO, founder, whoever it may be, to go in and just put in some metrics and see, just through simple optimizations on your landing page, what could be the expected MMR or optimized LTV for your customer base based upon these changes that you make. So this is a simple SaaS landing pages. If anyone wants to get some free insights, you can go to flowconverts.com/calculator, and you'll be able to make some changes on this site super fast based upon the insights it provides you as well. So think of it like this. Make sure you use some kind of tools, calculator, to help potential users estimate their cost savings or productivity gains. Industry benchmarking is really important because you can share data on how similar companies are benefiting from your solution, and having a clear exclusive playbook, like offering something actionable like the 7-step playbook to automate your marketing workflows, templates, guides, webinars, etc., is going to be really valuable as well. The third thing I want to highlight is, building trust with social proof and case studies. So essential. So you could see here where when you go on the, I think it was Gong's website, they have accredited statements here. You can see Forrester's 3X leader. You've got growth partner here. You've got the top 100. You've got Trust Pilots. Trust Radius is 9.2. So that's kind of like industry kind of benchmarking, industry recognition here that is highlighted on their homepage of their website. This is from pipe.com. And when you go to Pipe, you can see how they've leveraged this case study by giving a short summary of the case study on the homepage. A little button here in that section in the bottom right on the blue that goes to a full page breakdown of the case study. Now, where do we learn this from? Well, if you go back to Neil Patel, he highlights that case studies are a great way for you to be able to So case studies are a great way for you to be able to get real good ROI, return on investment, from your marketing. So you can see here where Pipe have done it extremely well. And another page that I love, Ramp have done it beautifully. If you look at their images on their site and the way their case studies are laid out, it looks really good. When you go to ramp.com and you click on customers in the navigation, you have this kind of wall of just beautiful customer images, as well as full-blown case study pages that go deep into how Ramp have actually helped customers as well. So this is a brilliant strategy that I like to use with a lot of my customers and my clients that I work with. When we go from landing page and we go from landing page to then redesign their website, we're always building out these types of pages, highlighting pages, beautifying the case studies, making sure we highlight the key benefits your product, your solution has solved for these customers as well. And you can see Webflow have done it as well. Enterprise level, so many case studies, and then full-blown pages that go deeper into that case study and the actual results provided for that person as well. So these are all really important. You got to think logos of recognizable clients show brands that already trust your product. You'll have testimonials or reviews, so use quotes, highlight specific results like, we reduced churn by 15% in 90 days. And then data-driven case studies feature success stories that show tangible outcomes and really highlight that. And the last thing I would add, like I showed you earlier, was really around industry recognition, accreditation, whatever you can to build that social proof that really helps increase conversion, right? The fourth thing is around optimizing the demo or trial sign-up process. So think of it as, okay, can you on your web page have some kind of demo video that's really engaging, that really makes your business stand out? So when people come to your page, they can see this kind of like demo video that really breaks down the actual, product that you're actually telling them to sign up for. This is from LeadJet, and it's really great. You see the demo video is really interactive. You get insight into how to actually use the product, and it's animated, very simple. You want these kind of product demo videos, super impactful, especially in the SaaS space, to be able to explain more. Next thing you want to do is create a YouTube account. Now, I've had a YouTube account for a number of years, but specifically for your business, you want to leverage YouTube because YouTube is the place where people go. I think it's the second highest search engine next to Google, and it's also owned by Google. So YouTube is the place where people go to get answers to questions. So you can have on your Google account actual answers. And when I arranged Descript's videos by popularity, one of their highest ranking videos is like, making social clips in Descript. Really actionable tutorial style videos where people are solving problems. And I like to follow what we call the ASQ method, which is where you answer specific questions in your videos that people or your customers are actually asking. Build videos around those problems and show how how to solve that with your actual product as well. Another thing I see as well that really helps to increase conversion is that when people go to your contact page, try to limit the number of fields. So you can see here on SumUp, they basically have only the essential fields on the page. Even though you could say technically it's a lot, what you find in this B2B fintech space is if you ask too little, you get too many leads and too many unqualified leads. If you ask too much, you don't get enough leads, and you could be spending more in your marketing because you're not getting as much leads. So really playing with the number of leads that's just enough to have enough friction so that I'm only seeing buyers, people that are really interested, but it's not too little so that people can just very quickly fill in the form and they're not showing up to sales calls and stuff like that. In this space, I've worked in this space for a long time. That's one of the biggest challenges that you face, is that if you don't ask enough information, it's too easy to come in the door. People will come in and they just won't sign up or they won't show up for a call. So make sure you have enough on your contact pages to give people insight in what's going on. Another thing that you can make sure is that when people are going into logging in for a demo or whatever it may be, you can actually give them different ways of logging in. So you can see here with Webflow, you can sign up with Google and also sign up with Google on SEMrush. Whereas with SumUp, you can use passkey to log in as well. That makes it more secure. So giving people this kind of optionality as to how they want to sign into your service is really valuable so they can decide what makes sense for them, as well as using name and email. So like I mentioned, minimize fields. Add any micro copy on that page. So, increase reassurance by saying, we'll never share your email, or no credit card required. Anything like that to just assure people of any concerns they may have. This is why you have to speak to real customers to know what concerns they may have. And like I said, offer sign up options that make sense for them. Google, LinkedIn, Passkey, whatever makes the experience faster for them really helps with sign up as well. The next point is about how you implement personalized call to actions for different buyers at different stages. So, for example, when I showed you the Iridium law where we increased conversions by 5x, their original page just had contact us. But on the new page that I created, I basically made it say, book your free 15-minute consultation. So you can see it went from generic get started or learn more to something that removes ambiguity so they know what happens next, reduces friction by highlighting free, and it focused the user's gain on a free consultation, because we know that's what they want, especially in this space, the legal space. So thinking through all of these 5 stages is super important for you. Remember these 5 stages, I'll go through them again. So the first stage was about how you can create a diamond offer. This is so helpful for you. The second thing was about offering lead magnets that's focused on decision makers. My third point was around how you can build trust with social proof and case studies. My fourth point was around how you can optimize the demo process and trial sign up process by making sure you're leveraging things like custom sign up, custom micro copy, and minimizing fields. And then my fifth point was around how you can personalize different stages of the buyer journey by looking at that call to action button and making sure you make it focused as to where they're at in the buyer's journey. These are a few of the clients I've worked with to implement the growth scaling system to be able to increase their lead flow and get them between 5 to 10 qualified sales calls a day by using this system. And yeah, if you'd love to get in touch with me, just go to flowconverts.com/book a call, schedule your free demo now of like how we can speak together and get started. But if not, I'd love to chat to you about how this can help you as well. You see, the key thing that I've learned is that for so many of us right now is the time to really think about the way that you can go about implementing the growth scaling system in your business today. And I want to thank you so much. If you've got any questions for me, hit me up in the comments box below, and I'd love to speak to you soon. But nonetheless, take care, have a great day, look after yourself and look after your families. Goodbye.